suffering is a tax we pay for having a human body. Why do we suffer when God chose us to have that body?
You see, this issue of suffering and why should we suffer if there's a God behind it continues to bother philosophers and theologians, and they've not really come up with a proper answer. They can't. Because if they say this God is almighty and good, then why should He make us go through this process of evolution where we struggle and go through all this process of paying a tax for our body? That's what suffering is. The answer is this: if you think of God like a personality, like a person saying, hello, I'm going to set you off, then we are in trouble. If you think of God as a principle, not a person you can blame, but as a principle that's unfolding in this unusual manner or this weird manner, then you are reasonably safe because you can't hold Him to task. And the example I have given, just show you. When you think of God as a principle, then some of these questions can be answered in a better way. I'll just show you an example. You see, we know that the reason why we are able to live on this earth is because force of gravity holds us down. Otherwise we will float away into sky, in the space. And you can't grow plants, you can't eat, you can't live at all. So we may decide that, look, we don't believe in God and religion and all that, but we believe in gravity. So we are now going to say, this is called the God of gravity, Lord Gravity. And we build a temple, of course, of Lord of Gravity because holding us down, allowing us to survive. Marvelous idea, isn't it? And things go well and we are bowing down to Lord Gravity. We go in the temple, take a coconut, say, gravity, because of you we are able to stay. So far so good. Then you take your friend for a walk and near a mountainous area and a huge piece of rocks comes rolling down the hill and kills your friend. So you will immediately put up your hand and say, what happened? You run to the temple of gravity and say, oh Lord Gravity, what have you done? And Lord Gravity will just shrug his shoulder. This is how the cookie crumbles. The thing that is holding you down is the other thing that's going to bring the rock down on your face. You can't have it both ways. So you see, when you think of God like a principle, you can't blame Him. See the reason why. So the deeper idea of why there is this suffering, or why should you pay a tax for having a body, is answered when you think of God as a person. Why did He create this universe in this particular fashion? The God is tricky, He shudders. But when you think of God as Brahman, as a principle that unfolds and becomes like this, and the process is very crude and cruel, in the sense that the animal kingdom you see tremendous atrocity, tremendous violence. So it is like this. So you can't say now, you see, you couldn't blame Lord Gravity, say this is how the cookie crumbles. In the same way, say this is how Brahman unfolds. This is how Brahman manifests. It becomes violent and vicious in the animal kingdom. And even in the human kingdom, it appears as this thing. Let me also touch on something important, why this issue of tax for the body is a good way of explaining. You see, really when you analyze a physical suffering, suppose you put your finger in the fire and you go, ouch, you scream. It's not because you are an evil monster and law of karma is catching up with you. It is simply your own self-defense mechanism trying to warn you that if you want to continue to live in this body, then pull your finger out. Otherwise you burn your finger and your hand and you will be in trouble. So when you get pangs of hunger, just as we had half an hour ago, we get pangs of hunger. It's not some evil monster. It is basically our own body saying that, look, if you want to survive, do you want to survive? I want to die. No, I want to survive. Then you better put some food in your system. And the only way this body can signal to me is by being nasty, rough. Suppose the body gave me nice, sweet feeling when I was hungry. I'll not eat. I'll just sit around and die. So it has to be sharp. It has to be painful for us to take action. So it is nothing but your self-defense mechanism trying to warn you, trying to make sure that you continue to survive in the body. So when you explain like this, that's very sensible. So it's not that you have done something bad or evil. As soon as you enter the body or live through the body, the only way you can continue to live with the body is to pay a price. And the price is that you will get these pangs of hunger that will keep you continue to live in the body. And when you think like this, that's sensible. So it's not some external God who is kind of punishing me. It is simply because what is manifesting through the body is paying a price for it. There's a price to be paid, and that's why I call it tax for having a body. The only way to avoid the issue of suffering is to go from the idea of God as a personality to the idea of God as a principle, as Brahman. Then you are reasonably safe. Not that you answered everything, but you're reasonably safe. Very good question.